Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
What's a special version of X Sports Today as we are over here at the Clarion Inn in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. It's football media days for all high school football teams within the southern middle Tennessee, most of northern Alabama, and parts of Mississippi. We had all 5 of our area teams in here today, with the first one being Lawrence County this morning.
All right, I'm Coach Barnett here at Barnett. Born and raised Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. I love Lawrenceburg. It's my community, it's my home, it's my family. It's everything. And so I've got 4 great representatives of Lawrence County. I've got J.B. Hagman over to my left. I've got Max Taylor, Logan Clayton, Demetrius Silva. These guys play a multitude of positions, offense and defense. They're talented in a lot of different ways, and so they really show and indicate the diversity of the talent we have. And that's just kind of a brief intro. Anything else?
Hey guys, first-year head coach. Just what are your impressions of Coach Barnett here early on?
I think he brings a different mentality, a different energy to this team. There's a certain standard that I think a lot of the players have bought into. So I think a lot of guys are excited. I think we're getting more disciplined as a team. So it's definitely a different energy, a different mentality than previous years.
I would say we worked a lot harder than last year, and that holds us very accountable.
Well, as far as practices go, they're a lot different. They're more game-like scenarios. It's not just the offensive and the defensive period. It's flip-flop, special teams in there somewhere. Just a lot more intensity during practice, and he just represents a great role model as far as on and off the field.
I think Coach Barnett's going to be a great coach for us this year, and I really like how he doesn't just push us as players, but also men off the field. And I think we're gonna have a great year this year.
Logan, quarterback. Kind of thrust in that role last year, back again this year. What kind of expectations do you have for yourself?
I would like to do a lot more than I did last year. I only got to play 5, 6 games. And I'm getting to do the 7-on-7s, getting more ready for next year. Maybe more a little bit passing lots and running. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'll jump in and tag on Logan. He's a baseball player too, and so multi-sport athletes are great kids to just have in the program. And he done a tremendous job for baseball. Had a little bit of elbow injury, but he's back. He's been full health for a while. Looks bigger, stronger. I don't know exactly. I hadn't weighed him in yet, but he looks like he's put on at least 10 to 15 good pounds of muscle. And if you're a running quarterback, you need that. If you're running and throwing, you've got to be able to take a little bit of a pounding. And so that's something that as coaches, it makes us feel a lot more comfortable about calling quarterback counter or calling quarterback power, because we know. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. He's worked hard this offseason, and so that's something I'm proud of. His off-season work ethic.
They talked about it some, Garrick, but a lot of change that you made. The helmets have changed, the practices have changed. I know you're really trying to put your stamp on the program early on.
Yeah, I think. That's every head coach. Every head coach you've ever talked to, any of you guys, it's probably been a lot of the same talk, and then you just kind of got to wait and see what the results look like. And so, we're not looking out. I think they have a wheel out here in this media day, and we were all having a good time. But to think about how many wins you're going to have in a full season, that's like getting lucky and hitting the Powerball. It just like you never know what's going to happen over the next 4 or 5 months, and that's part of what makes it great. Is I think football, you've got to adjust and you've got to change and you've got to see if what you've been doing is going to pay off. And so, with our guys, we, like Max was saying, we just want to put them in as many tough situations now, so that when they get to Friday night, I've seen this roadblock before. We know how to detour off this. We know what to do if this kid goes down. We know what to do. It's not to where we're like throw our hands up and oh my God, what do we do? There's not a panic mode, and part of that is having seniors, and I brag on these seniors a lot, talking to you, AJ, several times, but this is I hope they don't spoil me, this group. And I say that, and these guys may all take me off at practice today and be doing up downs for an hour. But it's that they have been a blessing to me. They've been a blessing to our staff. They've been on board. Now we've had some come, some go. I think that's with every change. But I can't ask any more than what we've asked of our seniors, and they've done everything we've asked. So grateful.
For the players, last year I was taking a look at the schedule of the 6 losses. I think 4 of the 6 you guys were leading at halftime, or it was a 1-score game into the fourth quarter. How motivating is that for you guys, knowing how close you were a year ago and how you're wanting to now get over that hump this year?
Looking back on those games, watching film, we just saw a lot of things that we really just got into a bad situation, turnovers, bad snaps. We had a punt blocked against Oklahoma last year that really just changed the flow of the game. We were excited going into halftime. But as far as that, we just got to work on, getting over those humps and getting the momentum back on our side and just leaving that play behind and going forward with it. And, a lot of those come with, during practice, we worked a lot on special teams than we have in the past. Just kind of working on the little things that we have to perfect to be able to make more plays than another team each day.
I think just to piggyback off what Max said, I think just we have to finish games. I think, when you get in the third and the fourth quarter, it really tests you physically, mentally. And so, we'll have practice. We'll do conditioning, and then we'll do perfect plays, like simulate the fourth quarter. It's just, it's frustrating, to lose those type of games, but I think it's a motivation. We just got to finish those games. So even if we're tired, we still got to run our routes, we still got to block, we still got to do your job, do your assignments, and just be able to finish those fourth quarters.
It's a different region this time around, guys. Just 5 teams in it, and I know still playing a lot of the same teams, but the making the playoffs and the opportunity to get there for the first time in the decade it's more reachable than what it's ever been.
Yeah, I think you. And that goes back to thinking too far ahead. We don't want to try to do that. But all the teams that are left, Spring Hill went down and Shelbyville went up, and that was the 2 teams we lost. And that was the top and the bottom. And so everybody else is kind of in between. And so the 5 teams we have, Tullahoma year in and year out, they won a state championship just a few years ago. Columbia Central sent a Division I kid to Indiana last year. I mean, they're super talented teams that are still in our region, and even though Franklin County has been down the last couple of years, they show some signs, and they've got some good-looking kids, and their coach is close. I mean, so it's going to be a very competitive region. I fully expect it to go down that last playoff spot to the last week, and that's something that by that point we hope to be getting ready to host a game, first round of playoffs. And, our region, cross region, is a little bit different this year. We're going Chattanooga instead of going Nashville, which in 5A is a breath of fresh air. Honestly, nothing against Nashville, nothing against Chattanooga area, but in 5A it's a little bit more favorable than it is going to Page or going to Hillsboro or some of those places up north. So we look forward to that in week 11, week 12.
One last question here for the players. Any goals, individual or team goals that you set for this season?
Well, our first goal is, we got to go get through Summertown first game. Before that, we got to beat practice today. We got to do that. But after that, we want to get in that playoffs. We want to make a good run. We got a great group of guys. We got some great leaders in the senior class, and we're wanting to have a heck of a year to go out.
I would say taking it to playoffs and taking it week by week, winning each week, and being better men of God as a team.
Goal, I don't have any, I'm really worried about team success. I'm really not worried about individual success. So, I want to go 10-0, go to the playoff, state championship. That's really the only goals I have.
Yeah, I think going to playoffs should be our biggest goal this season, winning some games. And not only just that, but winning as a family and a team and working together, all of us, not just a few of our guys, just all 11 of us out there on the field working together, winning some games.
When we return, we'll check in with the other two Lawrence County teams as well.
Want to take the next steps in taking care of your health? Tennessee Valley Allergy Services can make your goals a reality. Their team of doctors, nurses, and medical professionals are dedicated to providing allergy care and treatment, such as drops and shots, to fit your exact needs. Their expert services are for anyone ages 2 and older. Whether you struggle with environmental or food allergies, they've got you covered. Discover a better you at Tennessee Valley Allergy Services, located right next to the Zaxby's in Lawrenceburg. Book online or call 931-325-0757 to schedule your appointment today.
If you're looking for a company that can do it all when it comes to building, look no further than Tennesee Properties. From new home builds to remodels and commercial projects, our contractors work hard to give your space a new life from planning to finishing touches. Whether it's new interiors or dirt work, they see your big picture without forgetting the small details. In the market for a new home, they partnered with Freeman Development to bring new homes to the Oak Hill subdivision of Lawrenceburg. That's Tennesee Properties, licensed and insured. Call today or visit tennessee.com.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today, where we are here at the Football on the South Media Days from the Clarion Inn in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Now it's time to check in with the other two teams for their media days, starting first with Loretto.
Like you said, Coach Bryce Glass, I've been at Loretto for, I think this is year 9 or 10. In various roles. First year head coach. Starting with players. Number 1, that's Colby Brown. Colby's making the transition from the O-line to the backfield this year. Going to help us out as running back and an H-back. Andrew Riley is going to play some tailback and some middle linebacker for us. Number 3, Jack Boyd, going to play some running back and some outside linebacker for us. Then we got Dylan Thompson. Dylan's one of the few returning offensive starters that we got coming up this season. He plays wide receiver for us. And then Ben Lyles. Ben's going to be the quarterback for this coming season.
Bryce, first year as a head coach, how would you describe what the first couple months have been as the head coach?
Crazy. It's been real busy. We've been practicing, fundraising, doing the whole 9 yards, trying to get where we want to be. But I've really enjoyed it. The kids are working hard, so I can't complain.
You guys obviously been around Coach Glass and all of that. How would you describe the first couple months as him being the head coach?
It's recorded, so it'll be easy.
There ain't nobody more deserving than him. He's really involved. He's a great guy.
He's really just honestly helped us a lot with giving us a goal and telling us it's going to be hard, that we're going to have to compete with each other and ourselves all the time. It's getting better.
For everybody, you sort of mentioned it, Bryce, don't have a whole lot of offensive production coming back. Your offense has been so good the last 3 years, but obviously you feel pretty good with the guys that you have coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been very fortunate the last 3 years. I mean, we've averaged almost over 30 points each year. We're going to keep the same style of offense we've been playing. You're going to see different faces. Dylan's probably going to play more inside receiver than outside. Obviously Colby moving to the backfield is going to be huge. Because everybody but Ben up here plays 2 ways. I said we got 3 running backs over here. I mean, we're going to be running back by the committee this year. Just because them 3 are going to turn around and play on defense too. Very inexperienced coming back as far as starters go. Now all these guys have spot played and things like that for us, but snap to snap. Besides Colby and Dylan, these guys ain't seen much playing time, but they're working hard. They're doing what they need to do, and I think we got a bright future.
Ben taking over as the starting quarterback, a very important part in that offense, and filling in for a guy that's thrown for a lot of yards over the last couple of years.
Can you repeat the question?
What's it like taking over as a starting quarterback?
Well, really, sometimes I feel like I got a lot of pressure on the shoulders, but really, it ain't too bad because I got all these guys around me helping me out, building me up, and if I do ever feel down, Coach Glass is always there that I can talk to, and he helped me out with more pass coverage and getting with the offense, getting our chemistry down.
You know, a lot of people don't know Ben, his first varsity snaps were this offseason. He played one JV game last year and hurt his elbow. So he has 0 varsity reps coming into this. But we're talking about a kid who footballs year-round. He's 7-on-7s year-round, extremely high football IQ. And we're excited that he's going to be at the helm this year.
For the running backs, like Coach said, you guys are going to be running back by committee, but last couple of years, you guys have had 1,000-yard rushers, so it's going to be plenty of opportunities for you guys to do something big this year.
It's for sure exciting. These two guys beside me, they're great too. And Jack coming back this year is going to help a lot with running backs, and he's played there before. And then Kobe's a big old boy, so it's going to be hard to get close talking him too, especially him blocking in front of me. It's going to be great.
Guys, I've got a question. How would y'all like to be remembered there in the community when you hang up that jersey for the final time?
Honestly, yeah, I think it's just, I don't want anybody to think about us as individual, but more of us as a team. Like that 2025 team was crazy, and they were some good leaders on there. That is how I'd like to be remembered.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. Team that just left it all on the field.
Go ahead, Coach.
I ain't got none.
Bryce, new region this year, some different teams, some really good teams being added to it, and it's almost like it ramped up a little bit for you guys this year.
Absolutely, the new region's brutal. It wasn't easy before, but it definitely didn't get no easier. Adding Parsons, who's historically a deep playoff team every year, and then you still got the ones we have in our old one. It's brutal. It's going to be a tough road for sure.
Got one more for the guys. All of y'all played a lot, but what advice might you have for a young man who's maybe seeing his first action on Friday Night Lights? Younger player, someone who hadn't seen action.
Really just go out there and be you. Like, you don't really have to worry about doing bad in front of anybody, because there's 11 guys out there. It's not just on you. You have to have a good team for anything.
Man, just give it 100%. There's a homeless guy on the side of the road. He killed me in your position. So give it all you got.
Yeah, just giving it 100%, no matter if you mess up, being nervous. Being nervous comes with it. There's a lot of people that watch. Our community is great, but you just got to shake it off and play.
What about you, Coach? What advice might you offer?
Compete. That's been my message to this bunch since I got this job. It don't matter what you're doing, whether you're in the weight room or out on the practice field. You're competing against yourself. You're competing against other players. You got to go out there and give it your all. And you're only in control of what you're in control of. So.
You guys
Colby, you're living every offensive lineman's dream, getting the move from the offensive line to the running back.
Yes, sir.
What does that meant to you? What does it felt like making that change?
It felt good. I just want to be a part. Just want to do my part as the team. It don't matter where I play. I just want to play ball.
Colby was not super excited. Colby started left tackle for us for the last 3 years. And when I told him, I said, Colby, you may have to go to running back. He said, Coach, I don't run the ball. So we may have to now. Colby's sitting at 230, 235 pounds and can move. So I believe he's going to be a big upside in the backfield this year for us.
Coach, I was looking at your schedule. So the last 3 years you've opened with Collinwood. You began 1-0 each week of the last 3 seasons. But this year, I guess it's because of the region change up. You put it at Connersville.
Yeah, I didn't make the schedule. I had to be on Coach Daniel. Historically, you know, the whole time I've been at Loretto, Collinwood's always been week 1. And I honestly don't know why that got moved. I don't know if it was a region issue or what, because Cornersville's not in our region, obviously, since they're single A, but I honestly don't know why it got switched. So we just rolling with what we got.
There you go.
You guys are in one of the best stretches in school history as far as consecutive playoffs. For everybody, what do you do to keep that ball rolling?
Really, just if the pressure gets too high, you just got to remind your guys that nothing's really bigger than you. Like, moment ain't too big for you. And you just got to get level-headed and focus back up.
I always try to set our sights for a little higher each year than just first round of playoffs or anything like that. Like, you know, if we set our goals at winning state, and then the chances of us going into a deeper run in the playoffs are more likely, because that's what we're aiming for. You know, if you aim high and you miss low, then it's not going to be as bad.
We've been really fortunate at Loretto the last few years, and not just football, but every sport, of having, you know, good playoff runs. And that's just a congratulations to the guys and girls that we've had at our school that's, you know, competing. And, you know, like Dylan said, playoffs is not getting to the playoffs is not the goal. You know, we want to push deep and make deep playoff runs, and we're going to try to keep that rolling.
Guys, real quick, what is the community support like there when the Mustangs take the field on Friday night?
Honestly, it's one of the best feelings I've ever felt before, because you really feel like the entire town of Loretto is at that game, and everybody wants you to win. Everybody's on your side and cheering for you, and there's so many faces that you see on the street or, you know, at the local Quick Mart every day that are there cheering you on every Friday night.
Our community support is unreal at Loretto. You know, we got the new gymnasium, and that thing's packed out for every home game. Every home game in football is standing room only. The community support we have is just unbelievable.
Now over to one of the biggest surprises in 2024 in Summertown, as they're looking to repeat in 2025.
Dan Whitford, Summertown High School. You guys can tell, as he said, I've been around a while. It means I'm old fart. So
I didn't say that.
I did. You did. You're right. Seriously, this is year, I think it's year 44 or 45. I'd have to sit down and do the math on it, but it's good to be down here coaching in Florence for 3 years with Will Hester, and I feel like I'm back home. It's a good place to be. Guys, I'll let y'all start. Blaine.
I'm Blaine Moore. Go to Summertown, obviously, and senior. Play center and defensive end.
Number 56, Heath Benefield, Summertown High School, left tackle and defensive end.
Number 22, Bradley Hoffman, corner, safety, slot, and kicker.
Kicking part, that's kind of unusual bringing a kicker. Brad's he's a master of all trades, offense, defense, kicking, the whole deal. So punt, kick, everything.
Coach, tell me about some of the things that you've been working on as a program to get ready for the upcoming season.
Well, AJ can attest to a lot of this, but the biggest news in Summertown right now is we're building a new facility. Summertown's really, we're kind of new to football. I think it started football, so be year 11 maybe. And we've been playing on a field that's been leased to us. And it's actually a guy that I coached years ago, his son, they kind of helped started football, and his son's playing for us, and Brian Schaefer. And but we've been leasing is where the youth league plays. And so our system has finally put together a project. We're building a field, the field house, and so we're right in the middle of it. The completion date is coming up here in a couple of weeks, and we got the field sodded, I think, 2 weeks ago. So that's kind of been the big news in our community. Football-wise, obviously, a lot of excitement coming back. We had a great year last year. made the playoffs, hosted a playoff game, and our guys got a taste of what that's all about. So coming off a good year and then the excitement of building a facility. So I think there's a lot of excitement around Summertown football.
How exciting is it for you guys to finally get your own, I guess, on-campus place, you know, running water, all of that stuff, your own facility to call your own?
It's definitely going to boost us, so we're going to be happy and play our hardest out there and appreciate what we got.
Definitely very exciting and a boost of confidence going into the year. And it's just very exciting to have our own place to call home.
Yeah, it's going to be different for sure because we've been playing on Capmaster for the past however long it's been. So I'm excited to have a real stadium.
Coach, when you took this program over a couple years ago, you literally got it, what, 2 days before the first practice? And now you're in year number 3. You made the playoffs, had a great run a year ago. New stadium, it seems like a lot of stuff keeps building and getting better at Summertown.
Yeah, I think I've almost been there 2 years. I think we're coming up on it. I was introduced on Friday night. Practice started on Monday. And it was a pretty fast time. But we got through the first year and, you know, got through the off-season program, started really building a team, and our guys really responded well last year. So, yeah, it seems like there's been a lot going on in a short period of time. Was it Jerry Reed? We got a long way to go in a short time to get there, and that's kind of what it felt like.
Guys, last year you were county champs for the first time. How exciting was that, and how motivating is it to want to come back and do it again this year?
I think it pushed us to be better throughout the season, and we had a boost of confidence, and we're looking to come back into that, so we'll get it done this year too.
It was a real big boost of confidence early in the year, so it helped us go that 8-3 season, make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, now we're trying to go further in the playoffs and, you know, more than just the first round. We're trying to do more and look good for the school.
Like every year, Dan, you get some back, but you lose some at the same time. I know you're losing some production, but you probably feel pretty confident with how the program's growing that you'll be able to replace that this coming year.
Yeah, it seems like that's the world we live in. You know, Tennessee's passed the transfer thing, kind of like the colleges have. It's a little different. And, you know, my comment to one of my legislators, I don't mind sharing this, was why would we copy a system that's broke? You know, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but most of us feel like the college thing is, you know, it's crazy. My son's in South Carolina, he's a strength coach, and it's a crazy world. You're rebuilding a team every year. And so, yeah, we got some of that going on, and especially in a small school, you get some transitions, movement, but, you know, you're still passionate about kids. I'm going to tell you, these guys are a good reflection of our team. We got great kids, and so we're going to coach the heck out of whoever shows up. We're going to play hard, like Blaine said, and that's all you can control. You know, the rest of it, stuff you can't control. So do the best you can every day and move on.
Guys, I've got a quick question. A great season, by the way, last season, but when you all take off that jersey for the last time, how would you like to be remembered?
We definitely want to go out with a bang, so, I mean, we can try our hardest, and at the end of the day, that'll be the outcome.
We definitely want to end in a winning season for sure, you know, on a good note.
Yeah, that's a great idea. End it in a winning season, you know, making some of that Summertown will always remember, you know, maybe going to the championship or whatnot.
Coach, you guys have one of the best defenses in Class A year ago and some really good special teams. How do you build off that and make it better or keep it as it was from a year ago?
Yeah, we had a great year. That was the key for us, to play good defense. I thought it was really complimentary football at its best. I mean, we played good defense. We didn't turn the ball over very much, and we were very sound in the kicking game. That's a good recipe for winning. And so we're just trying to do the same thing. Heath and Blaine both basically were one-way players. They played in the offensive line last year. And this year they're going to have to go both ways some. And so, you know, every year you play in a small school in 2A, you just, you know, you expect a little more out of every guy. And hopefully there's some surprises that come along. that grow up, that decide, football's a big deal to them, and that's always a pleasant thing. There's always, and I told them this a few weeks ago, and you guys maybe, and ladies, I'm sorry, I think, but the beauty of coaching young kids is they change, and they grow up, and they mature, and they get better, and that's a blessing. For me, we may not change like they do, but they do. They get better and they grow up and that kind of stuff. So that's one of the blessings of coaching young people.
Is anybody, any offensive lineman you're moving to the backfield again this year?
You never know. Heath would probably like to run the ball a little bit. I don't know, but that's one of the things you do. You just kind of improvise. I can remember years ago coaching at Brentwood, we played 3 or 4 games and we were really struggling at quarterback. We moved a slot receiver to quarterback and ended up having a winning season. And so sometimes, I don't know how it goes. What's the deal? The invention is whatever out of necessity, however that goes.
Do you 3 players, your freshman and sophomore years, you guys go 3-17 combined, now heading into your senior year coming off 8-3. What do you think made the biggest difference last year for you guys as a team?
I think we finally got settled in. We've been more consistent. We got a schedule now, so it's definitely helped a lot with the work. So
I felt like personally we were more of a family. Though my freshman and sophomore year, I feel like we wasn't that close. Didn't have a lot of guys that really, cared. And we cared. We wanted to play football, and we wanted to do it for Summertown.
Yeah, especially with the jumbling coaches, going from like 4 different coaches within the 4 years of high school. Now we finally have one that settled down and has been with us for 2 years now. It's getting more easier to learn all the offense and defense and stuff, and it's staying the same.
I'd chime in on that too. Walt Smith coaches with us. He was over at Rogers for a few years, and his son Quint transferred back and played with us last year. And that's one of the things that Quint and Walt both mentioned to me is our guys, it really was a team, more of a brotherhood, a family, and that's what we're trying to build. And I thought that was a key difference. Good point, Keith.
Coach, with your, being in coaching over 40 years, and when you took this job, it was about 20 years since your last head coaching job. How much difference was the game when you stepped back into that head coaching position?
Well, I've been coaching most of that time, even though I wasn't a head coach. And, I don't know. The game is constantly, changing. Players are changing. Our society is what's changing. I mean, that's the biggest difference. I've had a younger coach said to me a few years ago, he said, Coach, players, man, they're a lot different than they used to be. And I thought for a minute, I said, you know what? I'm not sure I agree with that. I think mamas and daddies are a lot different. I think our society's a lot different, but I don't know if they've changed a whole lot. So, I don't know. There's some gradual changes to it, but it's not exactly like riding a bike. But when you've done it for a long time, you kind of got an idea of what you're getting into.
Guys, what's the funniest thing that coach has ever yelled at y'all during practice? And coach, you're gonna have to chime in too if you got one.
There's no telling where this could go.
There's a few. Me guy mostly.
Yeah, we do have that little sling. We like guys being team guys, not me guys.
I ain't really got one, honestly. He yells at us a lot, that's for sure.
Coming up next, we check in with the 2 Wayne County teams that were here today, which would be Collinwood and Wayne County.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Inc. give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Inc. for the look you want and the look you deserve.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. Football in the South Media Days here from the Clarion Inn in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Now it's time to check in with our two Wayne County teams. Starting first, the team that went first in Collinwood.
Okay, I'm Coach Dixon. Just to my left is Ace Moore. The first one on my side here is Cole Ryder, and next one there is Stetson Holt, and on the far end is Luke Holt.
Coach, tell me about some of the things you've been doing this summer to get ready for the upcoming season.
We have a workout summer program. I have a assistant coach that kind of runs that, and these guys have worked really hard in the weight room. We're starting to do some 7-on-7s. And so, now, we're ready to kind of start yesterday. Yesterday really day one, this acclimation period. So we're just, excited to get started and get the season started.
Coach, a new region for you guys this year, almost brand new opponents, the no Richlands and Huntlands of the world. How does that change things for you and this team?
That's probably a good question, because if the other, I've never played in this region. Even when I coached before, we were always in the region with Moore County and all those people. So it's new for me too. So we're just going to go west and and try our best to make an impression on West Tennessee.
For the players, I know last year didn't go exactly how you all planned. How motivating was that for you guys to get back and start working again this year?
I think if we just do the things we need to do and just get back into the season, be prepared for the games. Last year we just went into the games, we didn't try, we didn't come out with the ability to think that we was going to win. We just do that this year, I think we'll be all right.
Coach, I know last year one of the big themes was consistency with this team. How have you guys addressed that in the offseason?
That's one of those things that we preach a lot. You can't beat yourself, and we did that awful lot last year. Turnovers and different things like that. So we're going to try to improve on that. We changed up just a few things that we've been doing, and so hopefully we eliminate the problems that we had that put us in bad situations. We're in a lot of close games, and then make a few mistakes, and it really kind of causes us to go the other way. And I know that we can't beat ourselves, and that's something that we're trying to work to improve.
For the players, what kind of changes have you guys seen and made in the off season?
We've been working a lot harder, and I think if we just stay aggressive and just do everything we need to, then we'll be all right.
some things changed. Some guys graduated. Lose some running back here, lose some offensive linemen there. Which ones of the guys have been stepping up for you, and what kind of roles do you see them playing this year?
I think you're looking at them. A lot of these guys you see up here, some of them has a lot of playing time. Some, we got 2 juniors and 2 seniors, and all these guys had playing time on the field, so they're not completely new. So I really think, that when we got ready to come down here, I was bringing the kids that I thought would really step up and take control. And we lost some good kids, no doubt about it. You do that every year, but I'm really expecting a lot out of the points I have here with me. So I think that's the important thing. I think we've been together. The 2, Cole and Stetson, I've been here, now with them all 4 years, and so I think it really makes a difference. And it's a little bit different feeling, a little bit different gel. So I'm looking for a lot out of those guys.
For you guys, leadership-wise, obviously things changed this year. What kind of things have you done to be better leaders this time around?
Just motivate everybody to keep trying hard, even when it's hot outside. Keep going. You just got to be a leader, step up, and just keep the momentum going for the season.
Coach, tell us a little about the region. Of course, y'all have changed the region a little bit, so any major changes to it, or pretty much the same teams, or how's that looking?
Well, yeah, we got a completely new schedule. I don't think we have any bound schedule. Maybe we had last year. Fort Waynesboro went with us, and so they're there, and we kept Cornersville, the team we played for years and years. But the new region, it's a little bit unknown for us, but we do have McKenzie, which is perennial, powerhouse. They've been in the state championship game or really close for the last, I don't know, ever since I've been back. And so, they're in our region now. So, it'll be a challenge. They lost some really good kids last year, but they're always well coached. They're well prepared, and so it'll be a challenge for us. The other teams, we've played some of them before, either in playoffs or maybe even this season, a while back. But we don't know just a whole lot about them. We did have Brewston last year. We got them again. And so, it'll be a learning process to get used to maybe a little bit of things that they do a little different than what they do in the other region. I don't want to say the region's any weaker or any stronger because I really don't know. But I do know the region we left is a really strong region from top to bottom. So I don't know as much about the other region other than just seeing some scores, but that does not always indicate, what you're going to see.
Question here for the players. Goals going into the season. It could be a team goal, individual goal, something maybe just, kind of a saying that you get going for the season. So kind of any of those goals that you've got.
I think if we just go into every game with a positive attitude and don't let our heads hang low, and if we make a mistake, make up for it and do everything we need to win. Yeah, a playoff game would be a good thing to get started too. That's a good goal.
Now over to Waynesboro, where Wayne County was also here on Tuesday afternoon, talking about their expectations for the 2025 season.
Appreciate you having us. As he said, I'm Coach Derek Willis, going into my 3rd year at Wayne County High School. We're 1A school, just north of the state line. Got about 250 student enrollment, so we're one of the smaller 1A schools, in Tennessee. This year we got 59 kids on roster, which is huge for us to be able to have that many kids on roster. We only got 250 kids in the school, so it's definitely a big number for us to have that many kids on roster. I think that speaks to what we're trying to do a little bit, and speaks to some of these guys that are up here today. That's built on what we've been trying to do, and getting the culture where we want it to be, and getting kids excited about playing football and wanting to come out and be a part of it. But I'll talk a little bit more and take a few more questions in a few moments, but I'll turn it over to these guys, let them introduce themselves. We'll start in here on the end.
My name is Case Butler. I'm a quarterback and outside linebacker.
My name is Dane Bryant. I'm a senior. I play both sides of the ball. I guess you could consider me an athlete. I play just about everywhere.
I'm Dalen Van Fleet. I'm
junior, I'm a receiver, and I'm a DB.
I'm David Allman. I play safety and receiver.
I'm Casey Hunt. I'm a senior, and I play O-line and kicker.
And that tells you about 1A football. When your guard's also taking care of kicking responsibilities. But he has been our kicker and punter for the last several years, but also plays up front in the trenches. So it kind of tells you about 1A football in Tennessee. So.
You guys took a big step in the right direction last year. How huge was that for you guys, and how do you build off that now moving into this year?
It was, like I said, that's a testament to these guys and the seniors that graduated to be able to do what we did last year. We're still not where we want to be. It was my goal when I took over that we want to get back to hosting playoff games at our place. And I've said that from day one. That was my main goal when I took over, and we're still trying to get there. It was on the verge last year. We was in a three-way tie for second place in our region. Our region was one of the, in my opinion, one of the toughest regions in 1A last year. There was 3 teams that were all 4-2 in the region play. Then it went to overall record to decide where you ended up in the playoffs. And because of our overall record and the teams that we played out of non-region games, there were some tougher opponents. We ended up with that 4th spot, had to travel to McKenzie, which is obviously a perennial powerhouse. Out of West Tennessee, but we're still trying to get to where we want to be and get back to being one of the top teams in our region, get back to hosting playoff games. But a lot of the games we had last year, as they said in the introduction, was decided by just a few points. We had some games that came down to the wire. Casey hit a big PAT to beat Moore County last year. Was able to beat them by 1 point. Had some plays that came down to the end, in some games last year, and had two or three games that was decided by 1 point. Then had to make some, last minute drives to win some games last year. So we're going in the right direction, but we're still not where we want to be, and we're continuing to build on that.
For the players, for you guys, what was last year like, and how do you guys want to move forward and now take that next step?
Like you said, it was definitely a step in the right direction, and I think we should just build on that. And as we have more confidence going into this year, a lot of guys are coming back. Like you said, we did lose a couple guys, and we're going to have some big shoes to fill. But as far as it goes, a lot of these guys have been playing for 3 and 4 years, and so I like our odds.
But like you guys mentioned, a lot of you guys have played since you're freshmen, since you're sophomores. I remember a couple of years ago, it was, we have the best freshman sophomore class in single A. Now you guys are juniors and seniors. How's that experience helped you now going into 2025?
It's really good. The experience was very good at the very start. It's helped me kind of build my confidence. Last year I played, but it's definitely built, I shouldn't say just mine, but all of our confidence, and it should help us a lot throughout the season.
Guys, I've got one for the players. Is there someone in your life, family member, friend, that was instrumental in getting you into the game of football, encouraging you?
Well, my parents have always pushed me to play football. Ever since I was 4 years old. 4 years old, I was Pee Wee MVP, running back, and I transitioned into middle school. I gained a little bit of weight and played offensive line, and so really I've played just about every position on the gridiron. But they were really instrumental, and my mom and my stepdad and my father, all of them have pushed me to be just a great overall football player and just really developed me into who I am today. I would like to add on that too. My dad, every time I need help with say a catch and drill or something, he'll always offer to help me in any way he needs to, and I'm very grateful for that. And that's a big one for me, is my dad.
Yeah, my dad helped me a lot when I was coming up. I remember we used to play Madden a lot. We did a bunch of ladder drills in the yard and stuff like that. I don't have much to say.
Coach, you've alluded to a little bit, historically, Wayne County's had some tremendous football teams. Last 2 out of the 3 years, you made the first round of the playoffs. I don't know what we've got to do to quit drawing McKenzie in the first round. But this upcoming season, what do you see that excites you most about what's about to happen?
Just the experience we got coming back. And y'all have already alluded to that, but we got all these guys, and got some guys that are not here today that have played a lot of ball for us on Friday nights. So they got a lot of experience, and you can tell in practice just the attitude they have in practice in the mornings, because we practice in the mornings, try to beat the heat. But just the attitude they bring in at 7:30 in the morning. You can tell that the guys want it as bad as the coaches do. And we're all kind of on the same page on that. We're not going to draw McKenzie first round this year because we're now in the region with McKenzie. They've moved us region, so we can avoid them the first round of the playoffs at least. But we are going to be playing in that region. They've moved us back to the West region, so we're going to be playing some different opponents this year. Some teams that we've played in the past and that we're familiar with. But we gotta find a way to get off that hump of McKenzie and try to get over them, and some of that's just a mindset thing. Sometimes you hear McKenzie and you know what they've been historically, and that's what we want to get to. We want to get to where people hear Wayne County and they're like we don't want to go to Wayne County. We're trying to build that mindset.
Speaking of the new region, McKenzie's in there, McEwen, you're adding all these different teams. It's quite a stark difference from what you guys have had the last couple of years.
It is. The region we're coming from, like I said earlier, this is one of the toughest regions with the teams that we played. You can tell by how we all beat each other last year. There wasn't just anybody that was just head and shoulders above everybody else. It was all pretty competitive down the stretch. And we're excited about this region that we're going into. It's going to be a lot of good teams still. A lot of well-coached teams that we're going to be playing. So we're excited about the challenge that we got, which we do have 2 games on our schedule from the old region that we're in. We open up with Richland, who was in our old region. So we still got some familiar faces on the schedule, but we're anxious for the new challenges that lie ahead of us.
For y'all, for the players, what has been the toughest part of off-season training, and how did you push through it? Besides just the heat, because we all live in that.
So Coach touched on it, but we're coming at 7:30 in the morning, 4 days a week, giving 2.5 hours just that morning. And so for all the players, we got it for school. But even in June and July, it's tough to get up in the morning when you don't have school and you don't want to get up. But just pushing through that and having the perseverance, I really think that says a lot to all of us.
I can say trying to juggle with football and basketball both, having 2 sports and having camps, that's a tough part of it.
Guys, real quick, do you think playing football is going to help you down the road in life lessons maybe learned?
Even more than the physical part, just the mental toughness to be able to show up every day consistently and push through those barriers and also juggle schoolwork. Last year I was a junior, and junior year is normally the toughest, is what everybody says. And just being able to juggle that and football and prepare and watch film, all of that just helps you become a more overall round human being.
Basketball team makes it to the state semifinals. You guys make it to the playoffs. Is that any kind of extra motivation for you guys to see how far they went and maybe want to take it that far as well?
As a basketball player, I'd like to make it as far or further in football than we did in basketball. Just to show that because Wayne County is we've been pretty good at basketball, but I want to see football go back to what it was and make it as far or further than basketball.
That does it for X Sports Today. We'll be back in the studio on Wednesday, but for now, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
This is the X Sports Network.